Today I'm going to show you how to do the exponential regression and set it up on Desmos. So we just go to a normal Desmos graph. Make sure you sign in first off. So when we sign in, we're able to save these graphs. So the other day we took and collected data off of the M&M activity. So we need to create a table. So when we create a table, we simply just put in a point first. So an ordered pair. And then I hit this little edit button right here, this little cog, and I convert to a table. And so then I can then put in the rest of my data. And so this data I collected the other day in class, and so I'm using the exact same data. I probably won't use as much of this data as I did the other day. So that's probably good enough right there. Okay, so we created our graph and here's our points, and I can zoom in and out if you want. And like I said, I can always adjust also this window. So like here I can just see to 10, so I can always come back over here and change the X value right here to 10. So that way it just kind of spreads out my points just a little bit better. Okay. And so there we go. It's just kind of spread out just a little bit better. All right, so the first thing I want to do to this table is I want to give this a name. So I just don't want it to be X. So I'm just going to type in a 1 right after the X, and it automatically does subscript. Okay, and what this tells us, it just gives these values a name now. So this is the X1 list and the Y1 list, and it tells Desmos where to pull those values from. So now I'm going to write a regression equation so that it uses this data to generate an equation. So we're going to do Y1, right? And then we're going to do the tilde button. So this little squiggly line is the tilde. This is next to the number 1 on your keyboard. Or if you want to hit this keyboard or keypad here and then hit ABC, then the little tilde's down here is this little squiggly line. So then you just use that. And then our equation for an exponential equation is a times b raised to the power of x. And then again, we need the 1 after x. So anything that has a y or an x has to have match up with our list over here of x1 and y1. And so then you can see it just graphs basically a line of best fit through my point values. Okay, so this is a line of best fit. And so here are my parameters. This gives me my a value and my b value. So if I were to write an equation, it would be y equals, and then I would put in the a value times the b value, and then raise to the power of x. And you can kind of see that black line, it just overlaps that blue or purplish line. Okay, so this is how I would write the equation from a and b, what it gives me. Okay, and so what I do is so that I can use this at a later time, right here where it has untitled graph, I go ahead and save that as exponential regression. And then you might put in like module 6 so that hey, if I'm in module 6, this might be helpful. And then I just hit save. And so what that does is it allows me to come back and use that under my save graphs anytime I want, right? So like I could change something, here's an untitled graph that I saved, and then, I can always open up that exponential regression and it'll always come back here. And then I can just change this data if I needed to.